Game time. Our celebrity standings, we only have one guy at the top, Darius Rucker.
Hey, Darius.
500.
He may not be up there very long.
He was 500, and he didn't get his South Carolina Gamecocks home. Now we'll see if Joe Namath, the great Broadway Joe, Alabama legend, Super Bowl champion, is here to make the picks.
Thank you. That was against Oklahoma.
How great is that? Come on, Darius. Come on, kid.
Then, Joe, you're going to tell him that you got in against Texas in the Orange Bowl, too?
Yeah, I did get in. I crossed that goal line, but the linesman said, Joe, you were that short.
Hey, let's make some picks. Coors Light Saturday selections. We're going to start with an NFL game on Monday night. Joe, a legend with the New York Jets. They take on the Bills. Desmond, you get the first pick. Bills and Jets on Monday Night Football.
Very impressed with what I've seen so far to Aaron Rodgers. He seems comfortable in New York now, so I got to go with the Jets over the Bills.
I like the Jets as well. It's a scorched earth tour as Aaron Rodgers was kicked out of Green Bay. I like the Jets all year.
My turn?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, you know the Bills are tough. They're a very good team.
Yes.
The Jets, their offensive line, they need to do a little bit better. If the offensive line holds up, the Jets will win.
Okay.
The Rodgers honeymoon is over. Forget it. Bills win.
I've enjoyed Hard Knocks, though. You don't know what that is, but it's a great show. But I've enjoyed watching that. You got your Bills jacket on, so because of that, I'm going with the Bills and Josh Allen.
I do love the Bills.
Earlier in the show, 99% of the fans here said that Cal would beat Auburn. What do you say?
I have to go against the fans. I think that Cal's going to establish, and I think that Auburn's going to establish the run against Cal, that Auburn will win a close one.
I personally believe that the big stat of the day here is that last week, Auburn gave up 5 yards a tote from UMass.
Yeah.
Okay? Cal rushed for 357 yards last week as a team. Give me the Cal Bears.
Oh, you almost said
Knows his audience.
Close.
Knows the audience.
Yeah, and also I think that's going to be the tell. I think they're going to run all over them, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, I want to be honest with you all, and I will be. I've never pulled for Auburn. You know what I'm saying? The plainsmen that have got to make that long trip out there, I think Cal's going to get them.
Joey, that's a good point. It's a long way from Auburn to Berkeley. Cal, my super dog, they owe me one.
Wow, I'm the only one that's going to say War Eagle? Thank you. I'm going to say War Eagle right here in Tuscaloosa. I apologize, but Auburn and Hugh Freeze, slow start, but then they get things going today. I like Auburn to win.
Tulane quarterback Michael Pratt in question. Tulane and Ole Miss.
Yeah, because Pratt is in question, I'm going to have to go with Ole Miss. I was going to go Tulane. I was going to go super dog, yeah. So I'm going Ole Miss.
I like Ole Miss a lot. I think Lane Kiffin and that quarterback are going to start working. Give me Ole Miss.
Green Wave's always been tough physically, but they're not going to handle Kiffin and that Ole Miss team. Ole Miss.
Yeah.
A high-scoring game. This is my sandwich game of the week. Ole Miss. No cover.
No cover, right? Even without Pratt. Pratt not playing, just to me, eliminates Tulane's chance of winning this game if he's unable to go. This is a team that finished 9th in the nation last year. I think Pete Golding, on their guy, they can boo him. He was the defensive coordinator here at Bama for a number of years. He's now at Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss wins this game. Going to be a challenge on the road.
Should mention Tulane's backup Kai Horton did lead them to some wins last year in relief of Pratt. Appalachian State and North Carolina played 63-61 last year. What do they got?
I don't think the score is going to be that high, simply because going to the South Carolina game, North Carolina, all they heard was how their defense was trash. The way they do, they stepped up against South Carolina. They will step up again against App State. I got UNC.
App State are certainly known to be heartbreakers, and I appreciate Boone, North Carolina. But you can go ahead and drop me right on the Drake May bandwagon after meeting him last week. I think he is nothing short of impressive. If Matt Brown and the boys are motivated because of what's going on with Tez Walker, I like North Carolina.
Yeah, you know, we've seen some upsets pulled by the Mountaineers from Appalachian State. They're not going to do it. It's North Carolina. North Carolina this week.
The Fighting Brownies. They got to be very careful. No cover.
After game day last week in Charlotte, I stayed and watched the game. And watching North Carolina in person, this is a different North Carolina team. That defense with Gene Chizik now in their second year in that system, they're physical up front. They fly to the football. And it's not just Drake May. Those backs, they're like 4 deep. This is a dangerous North Carolina team. I don't think they overlook Appalachian State.
All right, Cy-Hawk Trophy game, Iowa State.
Too much Cade McNamara and Eric All, the Michigan connection they got.
Me, out of your mind.
But they won't score 25 points. I'm going with
Get
Iowa.
those Michigan guys in there somehow. Both of them.
There's a lot of stats that say this game is going to be wildly boring, but there's going to be great punts, great defense, and I think the Iowa Hawkeyes get a big-time win after scoring 7 points.
There we go. See? 7-3?
Yeah, maybe 7-2.
7-2?
I'm going with you. I mean, I like Iowa. Let's leave it at that.
Iowa has won 5 straight in Ames, Iowa. Make it 6. No cover.
That's your thing today.
Yeah.
I'm with you guys. It's typical Iowa State. It's going to be a field position game. I think, Des, you're right. Cade McNamara, the Michigan transfer, he's really settling in. It's kind of taking that team over. Very similar to what Sam Hartman's doing at Notre Dame. I like Iowa.
Troy has the second longest winning streak in the country at 12 in a row. Quickly does it end at Kansas State.
It ends at Kansas State because of Will Howard. I'm going Kansas State.
I like Kansas State as well.
Yeah, I like Kansas State, too.
Kansas State's 15th in the country. They win big.
There we go. There's our one that'll make social media. I'm going Kansas State as well.
There's been a couple.
Poor old Troy. Poor old Troy.
There you go.
How about Arizona, Mississippi State?
I'm going with Mississippi State. I think they got too much firepower on offense. I'm going Mississippi State.
I am with you. Love the quarterback at Mississippi State. 9.5 is a big spread there.
Yeah, well, Arizona going down there to Starkville, and those dogs, they're going to tear them up.
Too much Cowboys. I mean,
Cowbells.
Cowbells.
Yeah, going with the Cowbells.
They go with the Cowboys.
Will Rogers is fantastic, a veteran quarterback. Yeah. The quarterback on the other side, Jaden DeLora, can throw it around. Arizona got a lot better last year. They got a lot of skill. Upset. Arizona wins in the SEC. Pac-12.
That is
flexing their muscles.
Great job by you saving the graphic right there.
I'm here. I'm team ball player. Team ball player.
Oklahoma State, Arizona State.
I'm going with the Cowboys. I like the Cowboys in this one.
So I was thinking about Arizona State because Oklahoma State played 3 quarterbacks last week in a very close game. I thought they maybe had no clue what they were doing. And then Kirk Herbstreit told me, don't you worry about that.
Yeah.
Gundy's got to figure it out. So give me Oklahoma State just because I got faith in a guy that's been there for 18 years.
Yeah.
Well, Arizona State recruited me. That's the first college I visited when I was a senior in high school, man. Yeah. So I'm going to pull for Arizona State.
There you go. I love that.
Not so fast, Joe. Not so fast. Oklahoma State wins in Sun Valley. No cover.
I'm going to go with Oklahoma State. It's like I said earlier, it's just going to be one of those teams that's going to kind of be bumping off of guardrails. It's not always going to be pretty, but they're just going to keep winning football games. And they're going to be 4-0 and 5-0 and not going to have a lot of superstars, just sound on defense, do enough on offense. That'll be a game like this today.
Even with the new offense, Wisconsin showed off that running game last week. Now at Washington State. Who wins?
Yeah, Cameron Ward is the best dual-threat quarterback in the country that nobody's talking about. They beat Wisconsin a year ago. Wisconsin's on the road, but I believe that running game is going to be the determining factor. I'm going Badgers.
Okay, I thought you were potentially going to go Wazoo because Ward is an incredible football player.
Absolutely.
Fun to watch as well.
Yeah.
With that being said, I'm a Luke Fickell guy through and through. I think Wisconsin gets the win as well.
Well, I'm going Washington State myself. I like their offense, and I think they're going to show up and play a good game.
Wisconsin has won 17 straight night games against undergrade. 17 straight, 18.
There you go. There you go. Des, Cameron Ward and that Washington State offense, they want to get you out in space.
Absolutely.
If there's any way to attack Wisconsin traditionally, it's get them out of space. This is where we get a chance to see Luke Fickell. The difference in Luke Fickell's defensive philosophy and how he likes to get people out in space and be able to hold up. I think Wisconsin has a bit of a chip on their shoulder because of last year losing at home. They returned the favor, Wisconsin, and they covered for my guy Reese.
Thank you. I know you're rooting for that one so hard. You'll be on Wisconsin all day. The Texas Tech lost to Wyoming last week. Some of the players told Joey McGuire, you didn't keep saying they're going to break. They're going to break like he usually does. Can the Red Raiders break Oregon at home?
I don't think so. I'm going to go with Bo Nix in Oregon. I just think it's a long flight, obviously. But this team, they're on a mission, the Oregon Ducks. I'm going Bo Nix and the Ducks.
I'm with you, Des. I love Coach Lanning and the mindset and the culture. That Pac-12 is stacked. And the reason is because teams like Oregon are back to being very dominant. Give me Oregon and Ducks.
All right, well, my family, granddaughters, and children all love Ducks, and I'm pulling for the Ducks myself this week. I think they'll win.
I love that.
Ducks win, no cover. Watch them. It's going to be a close one.
This is when you know you have a savvy crowd. They listen to every word. We're talking Oregon, Texas Tech. He stumbles into Bo Nix, and they do that. That's impressive. That's impressive. They are dialed in, and they have been for 3 hours in the heat. We appreciate that. With that being said, I love Dan Lanning, too. I love Bo Nix. I love Bucky Irving. Just because you pick against a team doesn't mean you don't love them. I'm going with Texas Tech. Off of a loss to Wyoming. They like it because Bo Nix, they think, is going to lose. That's the only reason they're cheering. I'm going to go with Texas Tech at home. Off of a loss to Wyoming, backed into a corner, they come out swinging.
Okay. Very desperate Red Raider team for sure. Texas A&M and Miami this afternoon.
Wow, this is the matchup I've been waiting for. This is the one that we've circled on the calendar. Texas A&M coming to Miami. We know what happened a year ago. Both teams changed coordinators. I think Bobby Petrino will be the difference in this game. His play calling ability is going to give them an edge. You guys know I like the Aggies. I'm going Texas A&M in a close one, though, again, over Miami.
You and me are seeing the field the same exact way. I think they scored on their first 5 possessions of Bobby Petrino being the offensive coordinator last week. That was the big problem for this team that has a lot of talent on the roster. I like Texas A&M this week, and I think it's going to be pretty big.
You know, I live in South Florida, and I haven't heard much about Miami Hurricanes at all, man. I'll tell you that. So I really believe A&M is going to be better this year with the addition of Petrino. And so it's A&M for me.
Yes, sir.
Miami was 5-7 last year, and they changed their coaching staff. They got 7 new coaches on the Miami staff. I'm going with the new coaches. Miami.
Wow. Think about that, though. Not only was Miami 5-7, A&M was 5-7. Yeah. Such great tradition from both of these places. Both of them want to start 2-0. Someone's going to go to 2-0 and have some momentum going into week 3 and the rest of the year. Someone's going to go to 1-1 after last year back to the drawing board. So there's a lot on the line, in my opinion, in this game. But I'm going to go with A&M on the road. It's not a hostile environment. A&M may have more fans there than Miami. So I'm going A&M. I'm sorry, Dan. They don't care. They don't care. Unless the Knowles are in town, nobody gets it.
Miami. Look at that.
One Miami saving the graphic, LC.
That baby, LC.
Old school Big 8 rivalry. When Colorado has arrived, they've always had to beat Nebraska to do it. Now, new coaches both sides. Everything was new for Colorado, and everything seemed the same for Nebraska. They blew a game the way they always blow games. Nebraska, Colorado, who wins it?
It was very disappointing to see Nebraska blow the Minnesota game the way that Nebraska blew games a year ago when they were 4-8. You know, they turned the ball over late in the game.
Inventing ways, right?
Exactly. Inventing ways to lose games. So I want to see if Matt Rule is going to be the difference maker. As of right now, they look like the same Cornhuskers I saw a year ago, just a different head coach. And, of course, Prime, Colorado, they're balling. So I got to go with the
Oh, you're pulling a hat out.
He's got a hat. You're pulling a hat out. He's committing to Colorado. Dez is hopped in the transfer portal, and he's trying to get over to Colorado, just like seemingly every other great player in college football that wanted to go to a place that maybe would take them to the next level. And the fact that Colorado is now in a conversation of being a destination place for these guys who are unicorns, anomalies, aliens. Travis Hunter doesn't come around all the time.
That's right.
And Travis Hunter feels as if Deion Sanders is like a father to him. Shedeur Sanders has Tom Brady as a mentor, and then he has Deion Sanders as a physical gene father. This dude is created for the moment. I don't think the big sell last week in the big win over TCU is going to distract them. I don't think it's going to railroad them. I think it empowered them. Travis Hunter told Desmond Howard in an incredible sit-down earlier, they said, what are the expectations? Travis Hunter said, to dominate. I think Colorado continues to do that, and I love what they're cooking over there in the Rockies. Joe.
I hear you, and I'm a Prime fan myself, whether it's baseball, football, whatever. Prime time, Neon, he has been a star, and he's teaching it right.
Yeah.
You see his son, you see the players that he let go out there at Colorado and brought in to play for Deion. Jackson State, he was good. I think Deion, he's going to be a pro coach someday if he wants to.
Right.
Yeah.
If he wants to. He's that good.
Yes, sir.
Like Colorado.
Nebraska shortens the game, makes it close, but They win. Colorado wins. We go to Colorado next year.
Oh, yeah, to the mountains.
4-hour plane trip. Coach. I have to take Colorado.
Oh, it'll be a good trip next week. You'll enjoy that. It's beautiful in the foothills there, looking up at the Rockies. Maybe the best setting in college football, and we'll be there. So it'll be good. So Colorado's going to win this game. I think the thing if you watch this game, do not look past while you get caught up in Prime and his stylistic approach. Do not get twisted on what's being lost here is how old school they are, how well coached they are. This team, I'll be shocked if they don't show up ready to go. I think it'll be a close game because I think Nebraska's defense can keep them in the game. And Jeff Sims running it, the quarterback, I think can help them. But I think Colorado just too many athletes. Shorten the game. Take the air out of the ball.
All right, that one's coming up about 5 minutes or so. Hat still on. Which hat are you wearing for Notre Dame and North Carolina State?
We've been talking about Sam Hartman pretty much the whole show and what he's brought to Notre Dame. I like the way they're playing. They're playing a winning brand of football. Hopefully they can continue that today. Close game, but I'm going Fighting Irish.
I love Coach Doran and his culture down there at NC State, the Wolf Pack, and they do their thing. Yeah. Yep. I'm going the other way. And Notre Dame. I love them. I love Sam Hartman.
You know, I saw this game developing in my head. Notre Dame's good. They've won 2 games. And initially, before the season, I figured NC State scheduled Notre Dame so they can get a sellout at home.
Smart.
You know, that's the thing. But Notre Dame is a quality team, and I think they're going to beat the Wolfpack.
Notre Dame, I want to read this. Sam Hartman has led 12 drives in the first 2 games. 11 for touchdowns.
Wow.
11 out of 12 drives for touchdowns. The Irish cover. It's pretty good.
Yeah, they are good. And first of all, I know Marcus Freeman. He's a good man. I have a friend of his. I wish him well. I love Sammy Hartman. I love the whole thing. But I'm picking NC State because of defense today. Peyton Wilson, one of the best linebackers in the country. Dave Doran is a very, very underrated coach. I'm going North Carolina. I'm going Wolfpack.
That's coming up in just a few minutes. And then tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern time, 6 here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama and Texas. You know, Nick Saban is part owner of a Ferrari dealership, and that's fitting when you consider that he knows exactly how a highly, finely tuned luxury machine ought to ride, even if the Tide redesign this year feels a little more G-Wagonish. Texas, they've been on the side of the road with the hood up for more than a decade, it seems, but they've found a little horsepower, and tonight they tried to unleash it and prove that Texas is back is not a punchline.
Clearly, week 2 is a great challenge. Going to play Alabama in Tuscaloosa.
I'm expecting to be loud, hostile.
You know, it's a challenge for us. It's why guys come to Alabama to playing games like this.
We got something to prove. They came in our home and they came out here with a dub.
Good! Alabama comes from behind late to win it.
Our mentality is we got to do the same.
The game last year had nothing to do with this year. Our goal is to go out there and dominate no matter what the score is.
Our mindset is the same as every week. We try to treat every game like it's a national championship game.
They might have an impact on just that. Which way are you going? Kirk's calling the game no pick. You're going Texas or Alabama?
But Peter already told us that the scouts say that Texas has more guys draftable than Alabama. Quinn Ewers cut his mullet. I think that Texas is going to beat Alabama.
What are you going to do with that? Hit somebody over the head with it? What is that?
Folding chairs in Alabama are a real problem. What also is a real problem is Nick Saban trying to figure out what his team is going to do this year. And when he decides that we're going to become a ground and pound football team with a quarterback that is literally like a stallion, also Lamar Jackson, an adult playing against high schoolers, and then you got the defense and the special teams, and you got the fans from Alabama. That's too loud. Give me Alabama in this fan.
Yeah, well, if Alabama were playing the Kansas City Chiefs or NFL, I'd take Alabama. I'm taking Alabama every day of my life.
The real question is they're playing the Chiefs.
Before I make me pick, I want to say something. I love this place. It's beautiful campus. great football fans, and the home of winning football. Okay, it's time to make my pick. Play the fight song.
Oh, yeah, coach.
Way!
Oh, no.
Oh, wait a minute.
What happened?
That's not the right song. Play Texas song.